If you remember, I made a Maroon 5 tier list about a year ago, and since then, they've released a new album, Love Is Like. So why not make another video talking about Maroon 5, this time including Love Is Like, as well as expanding upon the points, or lack thereof, made in my Maroon 5 tier list last year. This is the Maroon 5 tier list, expanded and enhanced. Songs About Jane is actually a rock album, or at least as rock as Maroon 5 will ever get, but you wouldn't know that if you only listen to their albums past 2010. Yeah, these guys started in 2002, I don't know how they did it either. This album, despite being their first, actually has a few hits that probably still get played somewhere today. Mainly, This Love, has taken its toll on me, and She Will Be Loved. Oh, and also Sunday Morning, which is actually the song that got me into Maroon 5 in the first place. But the rest of the album is actually less hit-focused than you would expect. You see, unlike most of this discography, Songs About Jane was about the music. I know, it's hard to believe. Even harder to believe is that this album doesn't do the exact same thing the entire time. Songs like The Sun and Not Coming Home actually do something unique? Also, the songs sound good or whatever, but you could say that about every single Maroon 5 album, which is what makes this ranking so hard. I'll put this in A tier then. It's really good, but I think more could have been done to make this album even better. It won't be soon before long, or IWBSBF. Never mind, we'll just call it Before Long for short. It's Maroon 5's less popular second outing, with She Will Be Loved getting 1.8 billion streams, surpassing Won't Go Home Without You's 450 million. Although that doesn't mean much for the rankings, it does help us understand that this album is way less popular than its predecessor. This can probably be explained away by the fact that this album came out a solid 5 years after Songs About Jane. But does it deserve to be as obscure as it is? No, I actually think this is the better album in comparison to the last one. Call me a sucker for a sequel if you want, but this album has songs like Little of Your Time, I Just Need a Little of Your Time, Nothing Lasts Forever, If You Don't Know, Then You Can't Care, and Good Night, Good Night. It's beyond me. That are still amazing to this day. For reference, I only dislike one song off this album, and it's Can't Stop. Can't stop. No, not that Can't Stop. This Can't Stop. I just wrestle with you in my dreams and wake up making love to a pillow. This album, for me, is probably Maroon 5's best album from this era, and deserves to go straight into S tier. This is my Maroon 5 stance. In the overall music industry, this album will most likely be way lower on an overall list. Like the Foo Fighters, Maroon 5 also has an album entirely dedicated to songs that didn't release on a specific album, called the B-Side Collection. Even though I haven't seen a single person talk about these B-sides before, I figured I should give this album a proper review. At the very least, so that I don't get someone in my comments asking me about it. My only question is, do people not talk about these B-sides for a reason? Yes, because these songs are just okay. But if you were expecting anything else from Maroon 5 at this time, well, at least you're expecting it at the right time. If I had to tell you the songs to check out from this collection, it would probably be Infatuation and Until You're Over Me. As those are probably the best songs from this collection. It gets a B tier. It's not gonna blow you away or anything, but it's still good music. And it's only 26 minutes, so you might as well throw it on while doing the dishes or something. Hands All Over is an album that I have my hands all over. I'm so funny, guys. I'm brilliant. No, but in all seriousness, this album is actually fucking amazing. And if they just stopped here, they would have a great reputation and a great discography. Now, in terms of streams, because I want to have a running theme, Misery has almost 400 million streams, meaning that this album is even more obscure. Unless you count Moves Like Jagger, but that song is only on the deluxe version, so for the sake of my argument, it doesn't count. And the worst part is that this album deserves it the least, with almost every song being great, including songs like Runaway, How, and Never Gonna Leave This Bed. And once again, only having one miss, Just a Feeling. This album, unfortunately, also started a slippery slope into a more modern sound that went away from the rock they had before, but considering they released this album in 2011, it's not like that's the most unexpected thing ever. Despite that, this album will be going into S tier, above Before Long. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the album where everything went wrong. This is Maroon 5's first true pop album. is it at least good? Sometimes. The singles were fine enough, despite the fact that Payphone has almost 2.5 billion streams. Jesus fucking Christ. It's mainly the last 3 songs of the album that save it for me. Tickets is a vibe about a rich bitch that I can relate to, since everyone here is either poorer than 2 donkeys having sex or richer than the GDP of New Zealand. That you'll never know the truth. Doing Dirt is another vibey track. Right now, I wanna leave with you right now. I'm used to hearing this a lot from now on. Is vibe even in the script for the rest of it? I use vibe one more time at the very end. And Beautiful Goodbye is probably Maroon 5's best song. Fight me. Overall, though, the middle of the album is pop slop that nobody cared about 10 years after the fact, and although its deluxe is awesome as well, Anthony said something about not liking me including deluxes, so I decided not to for this series to see if he would clarify for me because I don't care enough to ask myself. D tier. Wow, guys, it's V because it's their 5th album. Wowee, isn't that so original? All bullshit aside, this album is the most mid-album Maroon 5 has ever released. But what makes it different from the last album that you put in D tier? Does that look like this one's better? Ignore that for about 2 seconds. Well, for one, I'd argue that less happens with the beats than in the last album, and that the singles are actually pretty good this time. Animals is interesting once you look deeper into it. Maps is a pretty damn good song, and Sugar, despite being the worst single, is good as well. The rest of the album? Yeah, nothing really hooked me here. Leaving California and In Your Pocket are good, but nothing too special. Come Back For You, though, is one of Adam's better performances as a singer. You know that I'm coming back for you. And that's actually it. Now, although a 50% success rate sounds good on paper, when 3 of those are the singles that you put out for free, that ink that was pure black is starting to look a little faded, like somebody rubbed off the ink so that they could put their own signature on it. C tier. When I put my lips on you. Red Pill Blues is largely a return to making good music, and serves as a reminder that there is, in fact, a soul behind the eyes of Maroon 5. This is also the first album where Maroon 5 really starts collaborating with other artists. Sure, Payphone had Wiz Khalifa,
ask me who they want so you can go and take that little piece of shit with you.
And V had Gwen Stefani.
Yes, 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 yes.
But those were the only features on their respective albums. Here we get features from Kendrick Lamar.
Maybe he is right now, but your body still me.
Thanks, that means I get to put them in the tags. SZA.
Oh, and I can't wait forever, baby. Both of us should know better.
A$AP Rocky.
Every time you kiss it, like some whiskey.
And Future.
Thinking that I'm sleeping on the 4-letter word, but the 4-letter word don't sleep.
Imagine if they all made a song together. That shit would go hard. These features come with a trade-off, that being Closure, an 11.5-minute song on the album that does literally nothing for 80% of the runtime, and just ends abruptly. Although I don't have much to say on the songs themselves, Red Pill Blues is a good album, and gets a B tier from me.
It's been a minute, it's been some time now.
Do I have to? Well, I guess if I do, I should start with the good songs instead of being a prick and dissecting it like a frog. Beautiful Mistakes is good, arguably because of Megan Thee Stallion and not Adam Levine, but whatever. Lost is a good song that really shouldn't be as good as it is. Remedy has a really good Stevie Nicks feature. Seasons is a good song, but I couldn't remember it by the title alone, so I think more points got knocked off this album for that.
I've been living it up, try breaking me down, I'll take it back up.
And Convince Me Otherwise is actually a 7 out of 10 song.
It's not my fault.
That's all the nice things I have to say. Let's talk about the horse shit. This album does actually nothing. It sounds pretty much the same throughout the entire thing, and never once tries to subvert expectations, which makes the entire album painfully boring to listen through. Outside of the songs I mentioned, everything else is either forgettable or downright awful. And this somehow includes a Juice WRLD feature that I completely forgot was on this album.
She throw the past to the devil.
And there's one song on this entire album that I absolutely despise with all the fiber in my being. Memories. But see, this song is fine. Why are you being such a hater? Because if there's one thing I hate in this world, it's emotion bait. And Memories is that exact thing. The song is so generic, it's designed to extract as much emotion from you as possible through relatability, when in reality, it does absolutely nothing to deserve your tears. It doesn't speak to you, it lies in your ears so it can take your life force, and give it to Adam Levine so he can live for hundreds of years to come. We must strive against this abomination, and cast it out to the underworld for the rest of its treacherous existence. This album goes in F tier, absolute garbage.
Your love is like drugs.
This album is weird. Like, really fucking weird. It does away with everything that the last few albums did, and tries something new with everything except Adam Levine. The beats are, somehow, fucking vibes. Every single one of them. If they were given to a different singer, they could have carried an entire album on shoulders, but putting them with Adam Levine just feels like a waste to me. It's not even that Adam is a bad singer. It's just that I know he isn't trying to sing or write a good song. This especially doesn't work on songs where Adam Levine raps, over the song's beat. And half the time it doesn't work, and the other half of the time I just find it uninteresting as a concept. The clash between Adam and the beats does create for an interesting album, but it doesn't really do much else. And thus I don't really know what else to say about this album. It's going in C tier, above V, but I don't know how much higher it could be in the future because this album does have potential to be a hidden banger. Well, that's it. I've recreated another tier list video, and this is actually the last one in this little mini-series. At this point, I've remastered all my music tier lists to be more fleshed out and hopefully more entertaining. This also means that it's the last video essay like this going up on C. Maybe if you guys like this video, I'll make more of these on things that I haven't covered yet. Until then, I guess I'll see you next time.